Almost downtown Chicago for a little Chicago Public Schools high school boys softball. Got a quarterfinal game going to be coming up between the defending champion Payton playing Lindblom. Right now Lindblom just kind of finishing up a little pregame drills here. The game scheduled for 5 o'clock, and we are on the air a little earlier today, but that's okay. What you're going to see is 16-inch style softball. These are young kids, and a lot of them are just starting to really get into 16-inch softball and just kind of learning the game. So, you know, sometimes we see some mistakes, sometimes we see great softball, but one thing's for sure, it's always fun, and these kids get after it. So Payton is the 4 seed, Lindblom the 5 seed. So the way they do it in the playoffs, everybody is seeded, and the higher seed, the number 4 in this case, over the number 5 is the home team. That's why we're here at Walter Payton College Prep on North Wall Street. So should be a fun game here. Lindblom has had a pretty good season so far, and Payton normally comes in a little higher than a 4 seed. So that was a little unusual. We'll have updated brackets later tonight, as there are 4 games going on right now across the city of Chicago. They had 8 going on Tuesday. And you can see this park is tucked in the middle of a lot of high-rise apartment buildings. Very, very high fence. It's not very deep, but that fence might be about 20 feet high. So you got to elevate it if you're going to get it out of here. And pretty standardized rules, 60-foot bases, 38 from the rubber to home. And the pitcher, I believe, does get a drag step, 2 fakes or hesitation. 3rd arm action must be to come home. And I believe they play 1-on-1 count in these games, and they generally move pretty quick. So we're going to give you a little taste of it now. We're going to give you a little weather update. Saturday, we're supposed to be getting a lot of rain in the area, and we know initially we told you that the semifinal and championship game would be Saturday, but there's a good chance that that might get moved to next week. And if that happens, don't fret. We'll have softball on Saturday, as George Bliss will be out in sunny Las Vegas for the 10th year anniversary of the SSA Las Vegas Big Ball Getaway Tournament. And George will be doing a little streaming also Friday night at the meet and greet when they do the draw, and he'll have a few interviews, and should be a good time. Unfortunately, my work schedule got in the way this year and couldn't make it out there myself, but we're in good hands with George Bliss, and I'm sure George Cominos will be helping him with the camera out there. So a lot of softball coming up, but our focus today is on the young bucks. Going to be going at it today here in Chicago for the CPS boys 16-inch city playoffs. And of course Payton won last year. We'll give you a little background. This tournament's been ongoing since 1999, and it has given us a lot of thrills through the years. We've seen some major players get their starts playing in the high school public league. A lot of the old Roadrunner guys, when they were in high school, were very dominant. Guys like J-Rob, Jack Nakanishi, I want to say Nate Mercado played. Currently, you got a current graduate who's really making a name for him, and that is Dom Jacoby, who was with LBSC the last couple of years. And so we do see a lot of these younger players turn into terrific players. So through the years, Lane Tech has won 13 of these. Yeah, you heard me, 13. Payton has won 5. That might be a misprint, excuse me. They won last year, so they've won 6. Taft 3 times and Northside Prep twice. So that's been pretty interesting when you consider that there are so many teams playing in the Chicago public school system, and Eddie Curry doing a great job along with David Rosengard and Mickey Pruitt as they are trying to keep the game alive at the high school level, and they're doing a terrific job. So Payton is going to take the field now, and you can see they're taking their positions. So first three scheduled hitters for Lindblom: Devin Woods, Tremaine Washington, might be Terrence, and a Johnny Liddell. Anybody gets on, Emilio Rivera. And you always like to jump ahead. I think one of the storylines we're going to be following this year is, even though Taft has won 3 of these, if I'm not mistaken, the last 4 years they've made it to the championship, and they just have fallen short all 4 years. And it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of break the curse and maybe punch through. And they're still alive in the tournament. Tommy Angston and Tony Scriven doing a good job with that program, and they're usually very talented, so we'll get a look at them if they survive tonight. And they kind of remind me of the Media League with Odyssey, who this year didn't quite make it to the championship game, but they had lost, if I'm not mistaken, 4 times in a row. So my good friend Shane Reardon was a part of that, and he's no longer with Odyssey. This year he was with the Chicago Reader, and the Reader did make it to the championship. Shane was out of town, and the Reader ended up losing to CHGO. And had Shane been in town, he would have had the unenviable position of being on a team that lost in the finals 5 times in a row. But Shane was out of town, so we can't call him the Black Cat anymore. And of course, Shane, a good friend of mine, just having a little fun with him. So they're going through the ground rules here, and we're going to be underway shortly. So it should be hopefully a good ball game here today. And when you look at teams like Lane, Payton, Taft, back when Northside Prep had a terrific 3 or 4 year run, one thing tends to always kind of dictate success. And as Doug Buffone used to talk about, his prior preparation leading to success. And I think when you look at some of these programs like Lane and Payton, Taft, back in the day, Northside Prep, and the teams that really get groups that get into it and tend to practice, they only play once a week out here during the regular season. And some of the high schools do have trouble getting guys out, and when they don't practice, obviously that's going to affect your performance on game day. But some of these squads do take it a little more serious, and they practice a lot, and it usually comes through when they get to playoff time. And that's a good lesson for you younger kids, is you got to work at your craft. So we are live, and should be a lot of fun out here. And they're just kind of waiting here. Both teams ready to go. The game was scheduled at 5. Sometimes these umpires in the public league really take it literally, but it looks like we will start a little earlier, as the umpire says ball's in. And coming up here is going to be Devin Woods playing shortstop today and leading off. And of course the SSA has partnered up with CPS, and we've been live streaming the championships. This is our 9th year of doing it, and it's worked out really well, and the kids really enjoy it, and they love taking that bracket board once it's filled out, whoever wins, back to the school along with the trophy. And so, of course, donated by the SSA. And like I said, if you're on Facebook and later on you want to watch it on a big screen, you can also go to YouTube and search SSA Broadcast, and you can throw it up on your big screen. And I see George Bliss monitoring it from Vegas. Hey George, I'll call you a little bit later. We might have some bad weather, so that might force the championship game to be played next week, not Saturday. And if that happens, George, we won't have our conflicts that we were worried about, how we might have overlap on Saturday. So we might be all good to go. Again, forecast doesn't look good with rain coming in Saturday, and then mostly on Saturday it's going to be pretty wet most of the day. So we'll tighten up here a little bit, and we're getting ready for the first pitch of the ball game. Beautiful day in Chicago, about 64, 65 degrees. Not much cloud cover at all here, but we're in the shade. Very pleasant day to play softball. So we're underway here. And there's a strike, so he jumps back in, 2-2 count, I believe. And that pitch just nicked the plate. I think that the hitter said he couldn't hear him there. He thought the ball was inside. And there's a little chopper. Pitcher cuts it off and makes the play. So Tyler got the little chopper and made the play for out number one.
Hey, give yourself some steps.
That brings up, I believe this is Terrence. Washington.
Come on now, Terrence. There you go, T.
And there's Nathaniel, coach of Lindblom, and of course Matt Murphy for Payton. And again, if anybody's interested in getting involved with CPS and maybe coaching your high school or former high school, and he drives it and that ball's in the alley high off the fence, and it's going to be a single. And now the ball gets away. He's going to try to go to second, and he makes it. So that ball was smoked. See it here. It got high up on that fence, and it stayed in the park. And he might have been watching the handiwork. And you know, I talk about that on the streams. Here's Johnny Liddell, runner in scoring position. And he swings and he hammers a bullet to center. That's going to score the first run of the ball game. So Lindblom gets the high double, we'll call it, off the screen. Johnny comes through and they take the early lead here, 1-0. And that brings up Emilio Rivera. So Lindblom, a couple of hard hit balls back to back, and that's a high pop-up, long run by the third baseman, right by that little concrete brick pillar there. And he's got a grin on his face. I don't think he wanted to take that on. And this is a strange park because they got an iron fence going all the way around with those concrete pillars, and there's only one entrance into the park. And there's a ground ball up the middle. Nice play, and they get the fielder's choice. Good range there by the shortstop. Take another look at it. Jared cut over and had the agility to change directions and get the fielder's choice. So 2 outs now. And here comes Alex Diaz. So I'll finish my thought.
little more on the secondary.
Kids, when you pound the ball into the gap, like Terrence did, put your head down and run.
Go,
And
go,
there's
go,
a line
go,
drive
go.
knocked down by the third baseman, and everybody's safe.
That's why we need a good secondary, right? We got to beat that.
So the good run in there with 2 outs by the base runner at first to beat the fielder's choice.
Hey, 2 outs. You're on contact.
And that brings up Amari. So Lindblom went in, threatening to get more. And there's a little swing in
early, kid. You're early.
Tip.
Hey, if he swings, you go. If he swings, you go.
And I'm always...
Go,
There's a little slap to third, and he tags the runner. Heads up play by the third baseman, and they get the third out. So we'll head to the bottom of the first. Lindblom, a lot of noise. They can only push one across. So like I'm saying, if you pound the ball to a gap, don't look at it. Put your head down and run, because that's a good example. He did end up at second, but if they mishandle a throw-in or don't handle it off the fence, you could find yourself at third. So coming up is going to be the third baseman who just made the nice play, Jack. Will be followed by the pitcher, Tyler, and then Nick, the catcher. So Payton's first crack at it. And in years past, we've noticed that Payton doesn't give up early. I believe in a couple of championships that they've won, they were trailing late, mid to late in ball games. I believe they were trailing Taft last year. And they came back and they found a way to pull it out. And so there's some kind of conversation going on here about a rule. I think what Matt Murphy might have been concerned about was whether the Lindblom pitcher is either stepping forward or not presenting the ball. And the Lindblom pitcher is doing it. There is a rubber there, but I'm not sure if that rubber is 38 feet or not. But he's been pitching from about 3 or 4 feet in front of that rubber, and he's taken that step forward. Now in the SSA, I'm not sure what rule book they're using out here, but in the SSA, when you're on the mound or using the drag step, we don't allow the step forward.
It is probably 2 feet deeper than it should be.
Okay.
So I said if they want to step in, they can step in.
Okay, so Matt Murphy clarifying that he thinks the rubber is off by 2 feet, so it's set at 40. So he told the Lindblom coach if the pitcher wants to step forward, he can step forward. So mystery solved. Again, no professional groundskeepers here, no Richie Arico to handle it. And there's a swing, and he floats it in front of the left fielder. Lead-off single for Payton. So Jack floated a hit over the infield in front of the left fielder, and it brings up Tyler, the pitcher. Big open stance. And there's a swing and a fly ball to right. The right fielder had some problems. The ball drops. He's waving him in. He's going to send him. Play at the plate. Third baseman thought better of it, and we're all tied up. So a high fly ball. Right fielder got a little twisted. And they do have a bright white line on the both fences for the foul line. Ball was fair by a couple of feet, and it brings up the catcher, Nick. And there's a high pop-up into center fielder. He makes the catch, they tag, high throw. Strong arm, but a little too tall and a little too deep. And the pitcher, Tyler, easily into third. So Payton can take the lead here, golden opportunity.
How to be on the ground.
with the runner on third and one out. And it brings up Evan. Evan playing left field today. So we got a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the first. A little symmetry, 1-1 in the first. And there's a chopper. Pitcher made a nice play. And they called him out. He might have stepped on the plate when he hit that ball. So they called the hitter out. It would have scored the go-ahead run. Instead, Rowan, the right fielder, is going to have to come through here with a 2-out hit. And he hits a soft fly ball, left fielder there, and he puts it away. So a golden chance to take the lead. Hitter steps on the plate. And we'll head to the second, 1-1. So a high-energy ball game here after one inning.
Evan, same with you. Ball on the ground scores a run.
And both teams are geared up. You can see the entire Lindblom bench on their feet. Gene Rayburn, there's a name I haven't heard in a while from the match game.
Let's go.
A lot of famous alumni all over the world here in Chicago. So this is going to bring up Nigel Johnson, extra hitting today, and then Josh Royster and Nazir Murdoch. And there's a little pop-up, and catcher can't get to it, but he had 2 strikes, so it didn't matter. One is a strikeout. Catcher flipped the mask off and almost got to it. And that's going to bring up Nazir Murdoch, the right fielder. And after getting twisted around on the fly ball, you know Nazir would like to get that red off of his ledger. And there's a ground ball, and second play made by the pitcher Tyler in this ball game. 2 up, 2 down. And it brings up the center fielder, Joseph Smith. And again, a lot of times the team that catches the ball better wins. And there's a slow roller. That's trouble. Jack can't make this play. Excuse me, Tyler. He got to it quick. But like I like to say, that's the $1 million swing if you could patent it and put it in a bottle. And it brings up the leadoff hitter, Devin Woods.
Hey, roll it, hey.
So 2-out base runner for Lindblom.
Good secondary.
And you know, sometimes when kids get that first at bat, especially when they see the live stream, they get a little nervous, and then they usually settle in as the game goes on.
He said it.
Again, a lot on the line here. And there's a little swing, and Tyler makes his third nice play. And we'll head to the bottom of the second. No change in the score. And depending on the weather, we could be up in Oriole Park on Sunday for some playoffs. I know Hamlin has got their playoffs next Wednesday. We might get up there, and I believe Jackson Perry told me Indian Head might have their playoff championship on Friday. So a lot of softball coming up here on the SSA broadcast. All kinds. I want to say Hamlin on Wednesday could be co-ed.
Let's go, Jared.
So here's Jared leading off for Payton. Sky-high pop-up. Second baseman makes the catch. So that's, excuse me, I believe that's here Cannon. as they have a female playing second base at it. And there's a strike to Neal with Curtis on deck. And Neal swings and he lashes it. Fair ball down the right field line. So he turned and hooked it right down the line. Nicely done there. And that's a pretty good looking little stroke. Didn't try to do too much and just elevated fair by about a foot. So that's going to bring up Curtis, the center fielder. So 1 out, 1 on, and there's no stealing. So you saw the runner there. His first instinct was to maybe go, and they were all telling him no. So a little opportunity here, 1 out, 1 on, and Neal is getting himself a huge secondary lead over there. And we don't see a ton of pickoff attempts, although there are a few guys through the years that would attempt it. So again, if you're a softball player, you want to go back to your high school in Chicago Public Schools to coach, give them a call, reach out to Eddie Curry. And some of these schools are always looking for help. And I believe they pay. And there's a little ground ball to third. He's never looked. And now he's going to try to go to third. And I don't know if they forgot the outs, but a little ground ball. And he moves the runner all the way to third. So, and that's important here because with 2 outs, Leo in the box, now on an error, you can maybe take the lead. And there's a little soft flare into no man's land. Short center got there but couldn't make the catch. Long run for the short center. Got 2 hands on it, but then couldn't make the catch. And the second run scores. We'll show it again. It was a great effort. Just couldn't hold on. So a 2-1 Payton lead here. So the failure to get the fielder's choice does come back. Here's Shanta, the first baseman. Top of the lineup looming. Both teams hitting 10. And, you know, that's an example of little things during a ball game that really can affect the outcome. I'm a big believer that every play comes down to 5 or 6 plays, and what you do in those 5 or 6 plays tends to either make your life easy or it tends to make your life hard. So Shanta trying to keep the inning going here. 2 outs, run across. And there's a little soft flare, and the center fielder tracks it, makes the play for the 3rd out. But as we head to the 3rd, Payton has taken their first lead as they continue the request for the repeat. So Payton very opportunistic in that inning. Good base running. Little flare into no man's land that the short center couldn't get to, leads to a run.
Top.
So it's going to be
Evan in.
takes the ball there.
Hey, Leo, step back.
And there's a swing, and he pushes it out to right field, and the ball is caught. So I got a little ahead of myself. That was Devin Woods. I believe I had commented that he made the last out of last inning, but he made the first out here. Brings up Terrence Washington with a Johnny Liddell on deck. And last time up, Terrence pounded a line drive off of the fence in left center. And there he hits another rocket. This one, though, right at the left fielder. Ball had a little sink on it, but he stayed right with it. 2 up, 2 down. So Terrence Washington, a couple of bullets in the game. And it brings up a Johnny. And he goes high and deep to center, and that ball is off the very top of the fence. And a Johnny's going to stop at third. Booming triple to center. That ball hit right off the top of the fence, folks. Looked like it was going to carry out of here, but just hit underneath the yellow for a stand-up triple.
Hit a hard catch.
So brings up Emilio Rivera.
Hey, 2 outs, boys. 2 out of this.
For a second there, I thought they might have wanted to send Emilio, but they did not. And there's a ground ball knocked down by the pitcher. Going to be close at first, safe. And we're all tied at 2. So Tyler, who's been making plays up the middle, couldn't make that one. Ball rolled slowly to second. Scores a run, and here's Amari Casa. So 2 outs here. And there's a strike. And that pitch is inside and a little short.
Hey! Go, 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 go!
So full count. And that ball just ticked the plate.
Hey! Hey, full count, 2 outs, send them! Hey, know where you're going.
So here's Nizell Johnson, 2 on, 2 out. And there's a little roller to the shortstop, and they go to short way for the fielder's choice. Second time in the ball game that they went the short way to get the 3rd out at third base. But they tie the game up as we head to the bottom of the 3rd, 2-2. And it'll be the top of the Payton lineup, Jack, Tyler, and Nick. So wherever you are today, thanks for tuning in to see the youngsters playing 16-inch softball. And for those of you around the country, 16 inches like religion out here. And we're spreading the gospel on the SSA and up over 38,500 followers. And it's starting to get a little more popular. And there's a little flare, left fielder, good read on it, comes in and makes the play. Brings up Tyler. And you know, a lot of these kids have not physically filled out yet, because you've got freshmen, sophomore, juniors. And there's a little trademark pop-up, nicely done by the third baseman as he cruises over and makes the play. 2 up, 2 down. And that'll bring up the catcher, Nick. And he pounds a knuckleball into center. Nice job by the center fielder. I like that because he got there. It was a little bit of a knuckleball, and he caught it with his hands and made the nice play. So they go 3 up, 3 down. See the nice play there. And he robs Nick of a base. So we're going to head top of the 4th, 2-2, anybody's ball game. Lindblom hanging in there with the defending champs. And I got to hear a little bit of Nathan, the coach for Lindblom's pregame speech as I went over there to get the lineup card, and he was talking to his group, and he told him, he said, I didn't know what to expect from you guys at the beginning of the year, but you guys are working hard. Here's the leadoff man, Josh Royster. Then there's, and he said that you guys continue to get better. Now I expect us to be in the semifinals. As he was trying to pump his group up. And there's a sky-high pop-up, and it did eventually come down. And third baseman let it go, didn't even chase it because he had 2 strikes. And that'll bring up Nazir Murdoch.
You ready?
I think sometimes the coaches get more excited than the players. And there's a little base hit to center as he punched it over the infield. So nice job there. And we do talk about how the bottom of your lineup needs to pitch in. So Nazir, hitting 9th, gets a 1-out hit here. And there's a slow roller by Joseph Smith. And the pitcher gets on it, and he makes another nice play. But it does push the lead run into second base for the leadoff man, Devin Woods. And now they're going to pinch hit.
Listen to me. Hey, good.
And Emilio is going to pinch hit here. Emilio was coaching first. And he hits a ground ball, and nicely done by the pitcher. That would have been trouble had it got past the pitcher, Tyler. But he jumped it, got into his hole, and made a nice play. We'll see if we got it on the replay. You can see, nicely done. Little flip throw, and they get out of the inning. So we're going to head now halfway through 2-2 game. Payton will have 4, 5, 6 coming up. Evan, Rowan, and Jared.
That ball, let's go. Back one more. There you go. Come on now. Yeah.
So Matt Murphy been through a few of these in his career coaching at Payton. Here's Evan, and a little short pop-up, and the shortstop comes in and makes the catch.
Come on, let's go.
So nice job by the shortstop, Devin Woods, to get a jump on it. And here's Rowan. He's got hairs like Tyler McCullough. And he swings and hits it out to the center fielder who makes the catch for out number 2. And Rowan kind of jumping up and down. I think he was just trying to flip it over the infield, hit it too fat, and it carried out there. And there's another fly ball. And little confusion. Center fielder was calling it. Short center drifted into the way. And the short center is showing you he's got some range, but that is the center fielder's ball. And you can see the confusion kicked in. Base hit, so 2-out base runner for Neal. Got a base hit his last time up, went back to right field, but the right fielder made the catch. He threw it in, but it was the 3rd out. So the overthrow doesn't matter, and we're still tied as we're going to head to the top of the 5th inning here. And we are live, from Walter Payton College Prep in the city of Chicago, a stone's throw from downtown on North Walls Avenue. So pretty good ball game so far. Neither team really being able to generate a ton of offense. And here comes Devin Woods. Top of the lineup here for Lindblom.
Just do your job, do your job.
And there's a high pop-up.
Trouble!
And the first baseman drifts over and he makes the play for out number one. You know, as a coach, you hate to see a fast left-handed hitter hit pop-ups. Reminds me of Major League where they were making the leadoff guy do push-ups. And there's a hard hit ball knocked down by the shortstop. He cannot recover though. Terrence Washington, his third hard hit ball of the ball game. That was a rocket one hopper up the middle. Shortstop got a couple of mitts on it but couldn't handle it. And here's a Johnny Liddell. So Lindblom looking for their lead sky high. Right fielder is there. And he puts it away, Rowan. He throws it in. So 2 outs runner at first for Emilio Rivera. Or I'm sorry, Alex Diaz.
Go, go, go,
And there's a little ground ball and knocked down and mishandled there. Tyler's been real good there. Looked like he was trying to snatch and maybe throw. But he ended up bobbling it.
Good secondary and your scoring.
It brings up Omari. So 2 out opportunity here. And there's a slow roller, and that's going to kick foul over here. So halfway through almost, this is a big spot in the ball game. As Lindblom trying to reclaim a lead. They led 1-0 after a half inning. Didn't last long. Payton tied it up in the bottom of the first.
Good secondary, good secondary.
Payton took a 2-1 lead. Lindblom caught him at 2. And here we are.
Full count. When
So
he lets
full
go,
count.
he lets
The
go,
runner
run.
should be running.
He lets go, run. Full speed.
You can see Nathan.
Make sure he lets go, go.
And there's a little line drive, but caught by the shortstop. Nathan did a pirouette. And a nice job by the shortstop to get over there and make that play. So a big 2-out threat. And they can't quite get the run. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 2 still. So it was a good ball. Shortstop, better defensive play. So Matt Murphy over here trying to get his team fired up a little bit. And it's going to be Nick. I'm sorry, Curtis. And there's a little ground ball to third, throw to first in time. So leadoff man down. And it brings up Leo with Shanta on deck.
On the ground, Leo, let's go.
So both teams battling. Lindblom has really had more scoring chances in the game, but Payton has played some pretty solid defense to limit them to 2 runs so far. And there's a 1-out walk, so Leo gets on base for Shanta with the leadoff man Jack waiting on deck. They're gonna send a coach over there, but Tyler is on deck. Hard to coach when you're on deck. Well, not on deck, he's in the hole. And he did not like that strike call. But unlike some of our players, and there's their first pickoff attempt of the day.
A lot of confidence, Shuto. Let's go.
You don't see a lot of arguing by players at the high school level.
Hey, don't work damage, Shuto. Let's go.
I know that's not damage.
A little trash talking as the pitcher reached up and didn't catch it. And the Payton guys were calling them Butterfingers. And that pitch a little short now. He walked Leo with one out here. Now I believe this is a full count here. And that's outside, so back-to-back walks here. Payton has a little threat building here.
On the ground, gotta go.
Brings up the leadoff man, Jack. So the bottom two hitters in the lineup draw back-to-back walks here to create this threat. And there's a little soft fly ball, left fielder there. No tag. 2 outs. So now it'll be on the pitcher, Tyler, to help his own cause here.
Come on, Ty.
His runs are so far through 4 2/3 tough to get. And there's a little short fly ball, short centered, and that ball drops. 1 run is in. They're going to send the second run. 2 runs, and now Tyler going to try to go to third, and he'll make it. So again, another little flare out there. We saw some confusion earlier in the game. Short center got there, and it almost appeared as if at the last minute he did not go for it.
Go, Nate. Wait for your pick.
And that has basically led to 3 runs for Payton in this game. And that ball is smoked to the gap, and what a catch by the left fielder as he robs him of extra bases, and at least 1 run saved there as this ball was smoked. And you can see running full tilt, leaping up in the air and making the catch. So we're going to head to the 6th. Payton, biggest lead by either team today. They lead by 2. So great play there by the left fielder on Lindblom to keep the game right at 4-2.
What hitter? 6, 7, 8.
So 6, 7, 8 coming up here.
Nice.
And he swings right through it for strike 3.
Let's go.
And
Go,
there's
kid,
a
go!
little ground ball to short. Long throw in time for out number 2. So Nizell struck out to start the inning. Josh Royster grounds out, and now it'll bring up Nazir Murdoch.
Come on, Ty. Attack it.
So Lindblom has had some chances. Couldn't come through. A couple of defensive breakdowns. And they trail by 2 here.
Here you go, Nas. All right, T, you got one to burn.
And there he swings and misses. You don't see that often. 2 swinging strikeouts in a 16-inch game. Again, these are young kids and still learning. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. If you're Payton here, you're looking for some insurance heading into the 7th. And we got a couple of parents checking out the ball game today.
Let's go, Payton.
And so far they like what they're seeing.
Come on, T-Field. I want to see some more strikes.
So I got a feeling they may be related to the pitcher, Tyler, as they're cheering him
On
on.
the ground, trust yourself. Let's go.
So it's going to be Evan, Rowan, and Jaron, 4, 5, 6 coming up here. And like I said, as a team, you got to be greedy. If you're up 2, you got to want to get that 3rd, 4th, 5th run. Because at this point, every run you score means the other guy's got to get 2. And there's a soft infield pop-up, shortstop. He dropped the ball. No, they call him out. Umpire felt he had the ball. We'll see if we got it. He got there okay. Oh, big fella got in the way, but I think he was getting ready to kind of open up and flip it to a teammate, and he dropped the ball. Nice. Well, I'm glad we're out here so you get to see your son play a little ball. So here's Rowan.
Hard hit ball, let's go.
And that ball is a little low right now. If you're pitching, if you're Omari here, your job is to keep the score here and give your club a chance. And there's a ground ball up the middle, short center. Little bobble there as the ball looked like it might have skipped on them. And they do put a runner on. You're welcome. That's why we do it. So here's Jared. And it's Payton here trying to. And there's a little flare to center. Center fielder makes the catch. 40 out. And that brings up Neil. Neil 1 for 2 in the ball game. Yanked the ball down that right field line and popped up. And both pitchers doing a good job today. They're hanging in there. And that pitch was called illegal right out of the hand by the home plate umpire, 2 flat. Again, we are playing 6-12 on the arc. And there's another line drive over the infield. And the base runner is going to get to 3rd. And that's where you can see some of the youth here. If you're Neil and you get that hit, he kind of ran through the bag, but when a guy winds up and throws to 3rd, you almost kind of want him to take that extra bag if you can. Brings up Curtis now, a chance to extend the lead. If he gets a hit or a safe on an error. Drops a strike there, I tell you. And that's strike 3 to end the inning. We've seen a few strikeouts today. And that happens, guys, sometimes kind of locked, but we're going to head to a do or die 7th. If you're a Lindblom fan, they need 2 runs to continue the ball game. 3 gives them a lead, anything else, and Payton will continue in their quest to repeat. So, a little bit of a gut check here for Lindblom. season hanging in the balance here. And they're still pumped up and into it. And here comes the leadoff man. It's going to be 10-1-2. Joseph Smith and Devin Woods and Terrence Washington, who's been hammering the ball all day. And there's a little grounder, big hop to the third baseman, and he makes the play. Got the big, what we call the St. Rita hop there as the ball popped up. And so Emilio is going to take the swing here.
And I got the blue on the knee. It's bad dress there. Step back.
And there's a swing, big hop, short center. Can't make the play. Tying run is in the box.
You gotta come out. You were a sub. You were a sub, right.
So Emilio hit for the second time for Joseph. Makes the play, and it brings up the shortstop, Devin Woods. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 7th. Lindblom trying to crawl back into this. Oh, and he called that a strike. Coach thought it might have hit the plate, and there's a little ground ball to second. And the runner was crossing in front of the second baseman. It looked like for a split second he might have lost sight of the ball, and then it popped up. So the tying run is now at first.
Aggressive secondary. You got to beat the throw to second,
And it brings up Terrence Washington, who's been hitting the ball right on the nose. Now, if you're the runner at first, you got to be careful. Emilio, not the fastest guy. You don't want to run him off of a base. Sometimes young runners put their head down and they don't realize who's running in front of them. So here's Terrence, and catches a strike. And I got to tell you, if I'm a Lindblom fan and if I'm Terrence Washington, the way I've been swinging, I don't really care that he called it a strike. And he hammers it again and can't make the catch. 1 run is in. We are all tied up. Terrence Washington didn't get the walk, but he hammered it down the line for a 2-run double. And like I said, the way he's been swinging, if you were a Lindblom fan, you didn't really care that he didn't get the walk. And now the lead run is on base for a Johnny Liddell with only 1 out. And the umpire called time. I don't know why he would have called time. There's no out of play area. The ball was bouncing around. So I don't know if they're going to make him retake the swing. No, they're going to leave it go, I believe. So they walked to Johnny Liddell, I believe. Matt Murphy with 1 out, setting up a fielder's choice or potential double play.
Hey, 1 out! Hey, come on, gotta run! Here we go. 1 out! Hey, back up. Let's go now.
And there's a little flare into right, but Rowan can't make the catch. And safe at second. Rowan got there, dropped the ball. Runners had to wait. The bases are now loaded. And that brings up Omari, the pitcher.
1 out, 1 out!
And this is Payton, after playing 6 sharp innings of defense, having a few issues here. Your goal here is to try to get out of the inning. And there's a ground ball, foul ball. Foul ball.
Hey, great hand, Amari!
Now he could have potentially stepped on the bag. I don't think he would have had a throwing angle to go home. But if the ball was maybe hit a little bit more right at him.
Here you go, Murray.
So Amari has been hitting ground balls. He needs to elevate. One hopper, he steps, he throws, high, safe.
There you go.
So the lead run scores. 3-run outburst for Lindblom. 2 outs now, runners on the corner at first and second.
Hey, aggressive secondary.
Brings up
Contact.
Nizell.
Going.
And there's a ground ball up the middle. Pitcher jumped it, and they get the fielder's choice, but 3 runs. So this game, bottom of the 7th. Now it's Payton's season on the line, and their quest for a repeat on the line. So now it's Payton's gut check time. So that was a tough inning. Lindblom forced Payton to have to make some plays on the infield and the outfield, and they could not. Led to 3 runs. So now Lindblom going to try to seal the deal, and they're going to try to knock out one of the more storied CPS programs. So it's 9-10-1, Leo, Shanta, and then Jack. So Lindblom showing some big heart in this ball game. He's reclaimed the lead here. And Leo takes that one short. Again, if you're Payton, you need to get a base runner, even though the tie's in the box.
Let's go, Leo. Let's go, 2-1.
No, all of these games for CPS are played at the various high schools. So this is the only, there's only one game at each location, and they all started at 5. And there's the dreaded leadoff walk, so the tie and run is on. And we did see Amari have a little trouble. Home plate was jumping around on him last inning, I should say. And now it brings up Shanta. And there's a pickoff play, goes up the right field line. So far, the star of the ball game has been Terrence Washington. They haven't gotten him out yet, and he's just laying ropes all over the place. And there's he swings through it for strike 2. And that front shoulder flew out. You saw the head really come out of there. Takes that pitch a little deep. If I'm not mistaken, full count here. Then you don't want to walk another guy with the Payton top coming up. At this point, you'd rather have him swing the bat. He does, a little infield pop-up, and the shortstop, Devin Woods, took charge. And now you got the top of the lineup. 1 out, 1 on with Jack. Pitcher Tyler on deck. And again, I think Payton has hit some pop-ups. And at times they've made it easy on Lindblom defensively. And that pitch a little deep. I think it's 3-1. I think Matt Murphy wants him to actually take a pitch here. He's taken all the way, and there's strike 2. So 1 out here, full count. Now Leo is not going to be running on the release, and there's a ground ball to third, and it sneaks through. So Terrence Washington, that ball didn't come up. It hugged the ground, snuck through the 5-hole. And now you got Tyler off with the go-ahead or the tying run at second, the winner at first.
1 out.
And on deck is Nick. And that was called illegal. A little too high there. And that pitch is deep, and now you're getting yourself in a position. If you walk Tyler, you're going to load him up. You're going to put the tying run at third with 1 out. And the winner off the pitcher to second, and she throws it away, and we're going to see 1 run come in.
Let's go, Tyler!
And we are all tied at 5.
Come on, Nick!
Meanwhile, the winner's at third. Open base. I cannot imagine they're going to let Nick swing here. There's 1 out. No, they're going to walk him. Nick wasn't happy about it, but that's the right move. And it brings up the left fielder, Evan. Fly ball wins the ball game here with 1 out. Sorry, folks, I do not know what. Sorry, folks, I do not know what happened. And there's a ground ball back to the pitcher, and he throws it away. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. We lost the freaking stream. What happened there was a ground ball to the pitcher. He threw the ball away, and the winning run scored. So Payton ends up walking off Lindblom, trailing by 1 in the 7th. They came back. So Payton wins in the bottom of the 7th in dramatic fashion. So we're sorry the video cut out there, but Payton has won the ball game 6-5. What a time to cut off. Unbelievable, folks. We're sorry we didn't show you the dramatic finish, but the bases were loaded with 1 out. He did not hit a fly ball. He hit a little chopper, and Payton gets the win. So technical difficulties, Payton wins, and they're huddled up as they came back there from the dead, and they erase the 1-run lead in the 7th, and they pull it out. So Payton alive in their quest for a repeat. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast up until the last few seconds when the feed cut out. But it was a fun ball game, and hopefully, depending on the weather, we'll be back on Saturday up in Hamlin Park for the semis. Actually, I take it back. I think there might have been 2 outs, but the game ended on an error. And I think the Lindblom coach thought maybe it was a chop. It didn't look like one. Umpire didn't call it a chop. And they come back from the dead, folks. So we're going to click off for today. We're going to try to figure out what happened there and why all of a sudden the feed dropped. And hopefully we won't have that problem the next time we see you. First time all year it happened. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. We love you.